Hey, Soul Survivor. So I have a viewer topic request, and this deals with ISTJ, and that is introversion, sensing, thinking, and judgment. And this person has the dash T, the turbulent type. So this deals with self-doubt. These people can experience being less confident in their choices. And I'll go ahead and read their topic in a second. But it also is a stress response. They might be more sensitive to stress and become overwhelmed easily. Perfectionism, they often have this tendency, and it can lead to overthinking, hesitation, and adaptability. They may be more adaptable to change as they often reflect on their experiences and adjust accordingly. So this person's really struggling, and they say, I'm an ISTJ dash T personality type, and that's the turbulent type. So I prefer small groups of people or time alone. My son's mother left me randomly one day without explanation after 5 years together, and it crushed me as I had always thought we would be together forever. I thought I was doing okay, but was single for years. Then both my parents passed the same year, right before COVID-19. After that, I started isolating and now I'm getting depressed. I have never done this before, so it's strange to me. I do exercise daily and have lost a lot of weight and become healthier. I try to say hello to people when I walk in the park, but they usually ignore me, like they are maybe shy or something. And remember, with this personality type, that they have a lot of negative thoughts, and so we have to remember maybe they're not necessarily so shy. Possibly, but we'll talk more about that. It says, I can't seem to connect with anyone anymore. I am in a small town and I realize at my age I'm stuck in between generations. I think I may have a wall put up from past abuse that I didn't realize, but I believe it's killing me, being so lonely all the time. As an introvert, I can do well alone, just not always alone. I do believe in God and have I always pray daily. My son is 19 now and in college. He has a girlfriend and is doing great, but he is worried about me. I'm not sure what to do as a 51-year-old single father. It's very difficult as a man to ask for help. I have done everything by myself and not had to count on anyone. I have become cynical, and I got a high neurotic score on my recent online testing of 95%. I don't want to be like this anymore. So we're going to talk, how can we change these sorts of things, the struggles, the stressors, the personality traits, how to overcome. So the fact that you recognize who you are, when we're neurotic about something, we have a lot of negativity going on, a lot of negative self-talk. So if we can realize that we are doing that, that will help. Also, the validity of online testing. I don't know where the test went through and how extensive it was. But sometimes when we like connect with it, it makes sense. So maybe there is some truth to it. Now, so you guys were together for 5 years and she left you randomly without explanation. Um, it's hard to know what is going on in that situation with this limited information, but there are times in hindsight we can look back. Maybe there were hidden signs. If we can kind of go through that and recognize, it might be hard for her if you like to be alone a lot. So maybe that kind of disintegrated the relationship. And I'm not putting blame, it's just sometimes two people don't work together. Some people have higher needs. She could be cheating, she could be this, she could be that. But the fact that you started isolating and you're getting depressed, and I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times when we go through a depression, we start isolating and isolating more and shutting out our support system. So during this time, even though you are depressed, it is good to reach out. It shows that you have a relationship with your son, that he's worried about you. So maybe spend some time with him or talk to him a little bit. Don't overwhelm him. But as a man, often it is harder to ask for help. You're taught to be the rock, and you're human, and there's nothing wrong with having needs. So you might want to talk to a therapist. I do one-on-ones, sometimes even just talking to a friend. But connecting with things, realizing that you probably do have negative self-talk. How can we change that around? What is it that we can be proud of in ourselves? Or what is it that we can strive to achieve? So you've gotten healthy. That's excellent. That should boost your self-esteem. It's hard when we go through a divorce or a breakup, and like you said, it crushed you. And we have to become whole within ourselves again. So it says that you guys enjoy organization in all areas of your life, including home, work, family, and projects. So maybe try to have some little bit more organization. We got the holidays coming up. Maybe you can focus on having a Thanksgiving with your son, or reconnecting if you have siblings, and organizing things, putting some effort into your work, or going to singles meetups, but make sure you're ready to date. Don't just date to date. And it's good to be alone sometimes, but when you're lonely, sometimes just being around people. I see that you say that you pray. Maybe it's a good idea to go to church, fellowship with people. And it says, I have done everything by myself and not had to count on anyone. So maybe it's outside your comfort zone, and you might want to try connecting with people and not doing everything by yourself. I know I struggled with that, asking for help. Sometimes just having somebody there while you're reorganizing your closet and just talk. They don't even necessarily have to help you. But we don't want to isolate to the point that we start alienating our friendships. We want to always grow within the relationships that we have. So the exercise is great. And, sometimes doing it outside, you get your vitamin D and the smells of nature and the different animals. So becoming cynical, we have to work on that, because that can definitely happen. But we want to have a positive outlook on life, and evaluate the people that you're hanging out with. It's hard to trust again. And sometimes we project our feelings onto other people, and do they necessarily deserve it? So that's one thing you're going to have to work on, is being cynical. But I want you to get back out there. Try not to be isolated. I understand wanting to be by yourself sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we have to step outside our comfort zone, and that helps break the depression. It's rewiring our brain. We have to take the steps forward, or we're going to go down that path of depression, loneliness, feeling like we don't have anyone. And then we're going to start affecting our self-esteem. And, sometimes we have to be with certain people. It's hard. I get it. I'm 54 years old. You're 51 years old, but you have to take steps. Sometimes people at work, maybe you can just go have lunch with them or see them on the weekend. I know that today I took a friend from work to the hot tub, and we just relaxed. I made lunch, and you start developing friendships, and you have to be proactive in your life. So I hope that helps. I know losing both your parents is very difficult. Sometimes we feel very lonely. I lost my father about 2 years ago, and our lives have changed. We don't necessarily have the people that we used to. I noticed you recognize some of the trauma that you've had in your past. Sometimes we have to work through that. We have to realize that the abuse we went through wasn't something that we deserved. And if we can give some comfort to ourselves, knowing that it's not a reflection on us, and to build that self-esteem up. So it's good that you say hello to people, and never give up trying. It's a different situation now. It's a little harder to connect with people, because a lot of people, just like yourself, are cynical. But going to church, there's a lot of people there, joining some of their like clubs or groups, which can focus on some topics that are important to you. but never give up on yourself. And, you know, thank your son. He's 19 years old and he's concerned about you. And, um, you know, you had that relationship, and talk to him. Talk to him. I think he wants to be there for you. And we don't want to overwhelm him. There are therapists to help, but you'll get through this. I know sometimes like our certain personalities make it more difficult, but being an introvert makes it harder. But I had to train myself to be more extrovert. I was so shy, and I'm more comfortable now being outgoing. There are times that I still kind of want to retreat into my shell, but you can train yourself to become more comfortable in social situations. So I hope that was helpful. One-on-ones are available. Topic requests are welcome, and I'll see you in the next video.